It caught on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash.
Have you know that I have copious amounts of sex? I'm Luke Summerhays.
I'm James J. Miles.
I'm Andrew Rice.
I'm James the Jester Stewart.
And you're listening to Monster Mash.
And on this episode, we're going to be hunting the Bulldrome and his little friends, the Bullfango.
Bulldrome are the imposing leaders of Bullfango packs, notable for their impressive tusks and large bodies. More aggressive than a Bullfango, it is known to ram into its foes, and is extremely proficient at tracking them.
And it's probably the most annoying monster in the whole game.
Oh,
We'll be debating that at length, but
not annoying.
until you're trying to carve something and he rams you.
Yeah, he's annoying in the fact that he's not difficult, but he's just there and he pesters you.
No, because there's other monsters that also pester you and are much bloody worse for it.
That's what I was going to say. Like, there'll be a debate over what's worse, like Bulldrome, Bullfango, or Renaplos, in terms of like how annoying they are when they knock you out of the way when you're trying to get a hit on the actual monster.
Well, even then, you've got like the old dinosaur-y bastards, which like are just as annoying and take more damage to kill. Like at least with the small ones and the.
Oh, but they don't like knock you fully out of the way though. Like they're just
They can do.
nah.
I think the thing with Bullfango is it turns up in the most hunts. So even though other ones might be just as annoying,
No,
it feels like the most annoying.
Dinosaurs also show up all the bloody time.
Yeah, but there's so many different ones, you can't get annoyed at any one particular dinosaur.
Well, and he's got a Velocitron problem, but that's...
As Jay has mentioned, I have a Velociraptor problem, so...
Yeah, you just need to get good. So, I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. The Bulldrome is just a big old pig.
Yeah, just a big boar.
They call me Mr. Pig.
Big fur boar. Not that much bigger than the normal one.
When you kind of see them next to each other, I'd say there's a bit of a size difference.
Yeah, at least double.
Yeah,
double
it's
the
not.
size.
It's not like
There's
Macau to
nothing like
Great
the other
Macau or
types,
anything.
yeah.
Nah, not that big, but I mean, there's enough of a size difference that you can ride the Bulldrome.
Oh yeah. Do you know what he reminds me of?
What's
You
that?
know, in Shadow of the Colossus, there's the one Colossus that's just like
Yeah.
not even that much bigger than you, and it rams you.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple
like
of them like that, isn't there? There's one.
I think there was one or two. Yeah.
There's one that's kind of like a jaguar and you scare it off with fire. There's one that like rams into things, which is basically the Bulldrome. I think that's that
Yeah.
one you're talking about.
Yeah, 'cause you climb up
Yeah.
the pillar and he rams them. So
That's the one, yeah. Oh, I need to
yeah,
play
so
that game.
compared, the other Colossi are like massive titans, and then he's just sort of the size of a car, and that's the Bulldrome.
He's like, I'm a Titan too.
Yeah.
I might be small, but I'm colossal at heart.
Meanwhile, the Bulldrome is both smaller and very easy to kill. Like he has probably one of the least HP of any of the big monsters in the game, I think.
I mean, we just
Absolutely.
took on a high rank one with starting
He's
weapons,
totally,
so
he's
we were
totally
still.
just like a comedy monster. Like that's the way like I see him.
I think that's why he's so early in the game. He's just a bit of a laugh.
And he's more. He's usually there on other quests as well, just to be an annoyance. He's not there like he's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
danger of the quest, but he is going to cause you a problem.
If he had a big
Can't
health
avoid
bar,
him.
he'd be really annoying because he's so hard to hit.
Yeah. But it's the fact that once you like get a mount on him or get a paralyzed
And
on
also
him,
the description of him as well, like shows that he's like completely focused on the hunter. He'll always attack you. You'll always find
extremely
hunter to
proficient at
attack.
tracking them.
Just
Yeah.
points himself at you and runs.
He does seem to like lock onto you as well. Like even if he roll to the side, he
Mhm.
seems to kind of adjust his charge, which is just frustrating when he and then he connects.
Well,
to
it does say he's proficient at tracking, so it makes sense.
Hmm.
And he's got that big old nose, so I guess he can smell you.
Who is the real hunter?
And who's the real monster?
But yeah, I mean, he just like a lot of the monsters in the game, he just turns up when you're fighting another more important monster. And well, I mean, that's the point of one of the quests in the game in Generations, where you fight him, you're sent off to hunt a Bulldrome, but the real monster is the Mizutsune.
Yeah.
And he's just
I remember that being a pain when I actually managed to kill the Bulldrome by accident, whilst wanting to kill the Mizutsune.
yeah. Luckily, that didn't happen to me. I got the Mizutsune on that quest, but
I went back and did it because I wanted to kill him, but yeah, that was a pain in the ass.
he's
I think I also managed to kill the Mizuzune and then go back and get killed by the Bulldrome.
Oh no!
What?
I sort of
Jeez.
used up all my potions and shit. I just had like this slither of health and he ran
Like you
me.
should just quit
Even
generations, mate.
I don't get killed by bloody Bulldromes.
He's like step your game.
Don't
He's like
start
step your
talking
game.
the big talk, Andy.
Yeah,
Andy's like
I'm
step your.
just drawing the line.
He's like step your game up and at least get killed by a Velocidrome.
Exactly. Get killed by the big monsters.
My great cow like last week.
Now the Bulldrome was just kill stealing from the Mizuzune.
I like the design of the Bulldrome. Like he's got like his fur's all on end, like he's like really angry,
Weird like warts on his back as well.
kind of lumpy bits. Yeah, I suppose that's his hide underneath the actual fur.
So I've never ever noticed like I don't know for the Bullfango. I don't think the Bullfangos have that. So that's like another kind of difference.
It looks almost like little spikes, like made of the same stuff of his tusks. They look quite bony.
Wonder if that's like his
Could be, yeah.
his actual bones kicking out of his body.
Trickle one day they're just gonna burst out and he's gonna turn into super spiky Bulldrome.
That'd be sick.
Oh, you're not unlocked that deviant quest yet.
Oh, Deviant Bulldrome, that's what we need.
Is the game going to have a hyper Bulldrome? I'd quite like a hyper. Like
Oh,
Bulldrome.
I wouldn't mind a hyper Bulldrome.
Could be.
Oh,
We
no
haven't
way.
looked at the Piper Quest much, have we?
It would just borderline be a truck.
The wiki
Oh.
mentions a hardcore Bulldrome. What game is that from?
I think
Tony
is that
Hawk's
the
Pro
mobile
Skater
one?
3.
I love playing as him.
It might be the mobile one for.
Oh, supposedly it's Frontier.
The
They
thing,
take like like old monsters and kind of re-thingy them, reskin them basically.
I mean, you spend the whole
Sweet.
game skinning them.
Yeah, and they're kind of like the world of Monster Hunter as well. He's no more than a nuisance really. Like a lot of the quest descriptions mention like, oh, he's leveled the farm. Oh, he's beat up my son. Please kill that Bulldrome.
Yeah, I can sort of imagine like the hunter would just go out sort of every few days or once a week to kill a Bulldrome just to feed the village. So, which brings me on to a really interesting point that the Bullfango was originally introduced as just one of the sort of non-violent herbivore monsters, and then in Monster Hunter 2 they brought in the Bulldrome and made it attack you.
Are you sure they were non-violent? Because
Well, I'm
I-
just going on the way it describes a herbivore monster. So
Well,
I'm
it makes
imag-
sense because even in the other games,
Well-
like he doesn't attack you. The Bullfango, like he might.
no,
if you hit him, he probably attack you.
Yeah,
Same-
yeah, that's the way that Aptonos like work as well. And that's,
yeah, or a Popo or anything like that.
that's kind of like what he was based on. Yeah, like if you hit them, they attack you.
I don't think that was the case because as I think I've told you, I was watching a Monster Hunter 1 playthrough just to kind of see where the series began, and
Mhm.
I remember, if I remember rightly, like he was in an egg quest, and the Bullfango were just kind of.
If it was a herbivore egg, though, they do tend to like that. That's something that happens.
No, it was
like,
a wyvern egg.
they just attack because they see egg.
Yeah, maybe, but I do think they were naturally quite aggressive, but maybe I'm wrong. I may be misremembering.
I mean, I've not played the
Maybe that's
very
just that
original game at
specific
all,
to
so
that
I
quest.
can't say.
Another monster we could maybe speak about as well. And it's kind of related a little bit, and I kind of see it as maybe like the female Bulldrome is like the Mosswines.
Are they the little pigs?
Yeah, they're like look properly like pigs, and they kind of snuffling about for mushrooms.
I never thought they were related, to be honest. But
Yeah, it does say they are related, like on the wiki.
oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm looking at them now, yeah.
Just from being pigs, or is it actually?
Yeah, I mean, they might not be any more.
They're part of the same family. Yeah.
And they genuinely are, peaceful by nature. They won't attack you. They're just there to kind of snuffle out some mushrooms,
Mm-hmm. And then you kill them.
and then you kill them because you're.
Yeah, legit says there that
That's
Bulldromes look.
some unique mushrooms.
Just the thing scroll down. Bulldromes look much bulkier than their younger forms and their relatives, the Mosswine. So they're basically young Mosswine or young Bulldromes.
Well, I mean, it might just mean relatives in the same sense as like a pig and a boar in real life.
Yeah, I suppose so. Like they're not actually
Something like that.
they're like brother and sister, but genuinely like kind of part of the same genus.
I've not really noticed. I've not really looked at the Mosswine very closely before. But
They're not
they
in
got
many
moss grown on them.
areas. Yeah, yeah.
They got moss grown on their back, and obviously,
I always assumed it was actually mushrooms that grew on their back, but
and the Bulldrome is a boar. So I assume everyone else is thinking of that Simpsons episode where everyone eats the boar and then Lisa just licks the moss.
no.
No, but I know the episode you're on about.
Yeah, it's just seeing the Mosswine has just put that right in my head.
That's probably
I
where
can
they got the
imagine-
inspiration for the monsters from, actually. I think if you hit the nail on the head right there.
Just imagine like one hunter fucking kneeling down and licking the swine while the others like tuck into their raw steaks.
Licking the swine. Shit.
If you know what I mean.
And this is good moss.
The name is a bit weird, Bullfango, because it's not a bull.
I think it's the fact that it charges.
If you fight one in adept style, it sort of feels like being a matador, people have said.
Yeah, I can see that, because...
Getting it to charge at you and dodging at the last second sort of thing.
Yeah, it's hard to get dodges off though, like because of how quick it is and how quickly it can change its direction and catch you off guard.
Yeah, you've got to like properly bayonet it and dodge at the last second.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe it's a reference, Bullfango, Bullingdon Club, where obviously it's expected that you'll fuck a pig's head.
Oh, right. Okay, that's very
Oh,
So I think maybe you're carving them to deliver to like, future Prime Minister candidates. To like commit lewd sex acts.
They knew that was
You know, I was holding off when
2002.
when you said lick the swine, I was going to jump in with something like that, but I held off, because Monster Mash needs to be, relatively highbrow, but no.
Yeah, you've got to know, Andy, like Monster Hunter was like way ahead of his time, man. I can
Well, I mean, when
Well,
Monster Hunter was being made, like David Cameron was getting up to all this business.
Ah, right.
Saying that Monster Hunter was a documentary on David Cameron.
Well,
I'm just saying they might have had an in.
Capcom quite famously spent a weekend at the Bullingdon Club, so, The Bullfango actually kind of have more of a mohawk than the Bulldrome. Looking at their design.
Yeah, they got a little mohawk and the Bulldrome's got a full fucking big old hairdo.
Yeah, kind of it's like a beard and then a little tuft of hair at the top.
Well, we've got to at least like talk about the fact that the way the animation that plays out when you paralyze a Bulldrome.
Oh,
is just,
so
like,
good! It's so good.
It's like the best thing ever.
Just his legs splayed out on the ground, like it's.
It
Cat-
looks like a fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the most
dog
unique
playing
like
dead.
paralysis, like
Yeah.
because every other monster in the game just kind of stays pretty much in the same position.
Kind of struggles a bit, yeah.
And Bulldrome's like the only one that's like got the exclusive like animation where he just
It
hangs
looks
back,
proper
legs
hilarious.
straight up in the air.
It's probably because if you get the paralyze on it, you're going to do the damage to kill it, so it's like, oh well, I'll give up now.
Maybe it thinks that by playing dead, you'll leave it alone and won't finish it off.
I wonder if the tusks with the Bulldrome like are kind of a ranking thing. Like if you have the longer tusks, the Bulldrome's like kind of higher in the Bulldrome society.
Maybe.
No, I was just thinking of that because we spoke last time about the crest being a symbol of power with the Great Macau. So, like, wonder
I would,
tusk
if
would
anything,
say-
I think it's more the hair, isn't it?
do you reckon it's like kind
The
of
white hair.
the white fur?
Hmm.
I would have thought the longer tusks. That's
So
kind of more
if
fair.
there was an albino Bulldrome, he'd be top dog.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you just gave them an idea now for a subspecies of a Bulldrome.
It's an original creation. Do not steal.
And you can find it at deviantart.net/andyman09.
You can find it at bulldrome.com.
Actually, bulldromes.com.
Sorry.
Botched it. And that's
No,
our
you're never going to be able to direct people.
and that's our
to Facebook
sponsor for this week's podcast.
Yeah. This episode sponsored by bulldromes.com, a Finnish fucking dog breeding website.
That hasn't been updated since late 2015. I like the way that the
Or what we-
Bulldrome charges at me.
Exactly, because that's how the Bulldrome goes. You can't really exactly discuss that.
Oh, one thing we can mention, I don't think we've talked about it yet, is the Bulldrome's mounting animation, which I think
It
is.
is brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty funny as well. That's why I kind of brought up the fact that he's really a comedy monster.
Yeah, I can definitely see why. Like, he's got his paralyzed, he's got his mount, which is definitely the funniest mount in the game.
Yeah, he is brilliant to mount.
Just go hog wild and run about the place, fantastic.
It's a full
And
on
it's made even more funny when you do it with a prowler as well.
I've not seen it as a prowler. That'd be great though.
I'm not sure I have
The
either.
prowler's like kind of like holding on for like their life, like
Yeah.
legs like flapping in the wind.
Like probably a comedy style, yeah. So thanks for listening to another episode of Monster Mash, and we will be back next week. Now don't be too crabby, because Monster Mash will be through with you in a pinch as we hunt the Daimo Hermitor.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Monster Mash Pod. And, like and subscribe and review and all that shit on whatever platform you've listened to us through.
And tweet pictures of beautiful pigs to @AndyMan949. Thank you very much. like Bulldrome to like get other info, and I find this. I don't know what it is.
Oh, have you found some DeviantArt shit?
No, it's not DeviantArt shit.
Bulldromes.com is some website about breeding dogs.
It seems to be a Finnish. I shouldn't laugh at that. I know the word for a female dog is bitch, but when she says I got my first bitch. Female of typical breed type, excellent outline, breed typical head, normal teeth, excellent ears and eyes, perfect chest. Tried taking on a Bulldrome and of course he lost. He's never going to be a hunter. Huh?
We're just killing it because it made his son sad.
Yeah. No, the Bulldrome hurt me. And you got chunks knocked off you there. What happened?
Well, the Bulldrome hit me once. Well, the Bullfango hit me.
There we go. That's what
I
I wanted.
love the paralysis, so good.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
That's why I got my paralysis. Right?